Good morning, good morning. I'm up early. I went to Morgan State. I snatched them signs up about Senator Cardin's. And I can't attend all these events, so this is my contribution to the cause. I'm the most active artistic activist in Baltimore. Now, y'all see me poo-pooing on DeRay and other individuals because activism is serious. It's not a game. It's not a toy. It's not a plaything. People's lives depend on this. You feel me? So when I see somebody that ain't really fulfilling the word activist or activism, I take it to heart. And I set the standard. All right. I went to jail in 2 states to prove corruption in the court, racism in the court, everything that you seen in the new Jim Crow, everything that you seen in the 13th Amendment. I put names behind it. I was willing to go to jail for those things. That's what you call activism. Like Martin Luther King went to jail in the Birmingham jail, letters from a Birmingham jail. I gave you 2 diaries showing you the corruption in the courts, or how your judges, your lawyers, your politicians, your state's attorneys, and public defenders incarcerate black America. Don't hate the player, hate the game. When we started this, I told you what I was going to do to you. You just didn't figure out how I was going to do it to you. But I did it to you. You feel me? So take a look around the room. Since I couldn't attend this event, or if I do attend this event, I want this to be my introduction. They got another event on October the 9th. This guy out of New York doing this thing with Ray Lewis, and they having a symposium, and they having a thing about race and racism and policing in Baltimore City. Well, I'm on that. I'm in the room at least. I don't know if I'm on the panel, but I'll be in the room. I was invited. I'm going to bring my toilets or my storyboards. I'm going to bring my message with me. You feel me? So this is where we going with this. See that? That's from 2016. Community activists. That's 2017. You feel me? That's 2018. You feel me? So I've been putting in the work. And I put in the work long before Freddie Gray. I put in work long before, you know what I'm saying? I put in work. And I share my work, you feel me, with the people that I care for in the community. This is what I did. Everybody that joined my page joined the underground. That's what it was. It was Shorty's Underground. It was about political enrichment. It was about getting our freedom, like the Underground Railroad back in the day. You feel me? My store was called Shorty's Underground Rib Shack. I was talking about corruption in the courts and how you abuse your powers. Your state's attorney work with your public offenders and judges to incarcerate black America. And to expose that, I had to go to the Department of Justice, and I had to go to the courts. It's called checks and balances. No part of the government is stronger than the other. You feel me? But we property. We traded as property, and we treated as property. That's the Supreme Court from 2007. All right. When I said I got to approach the Supreme Court, that's my store on Falls Road. You feel me? That's Article 3 of the Constitution. That's the only way that I can approach the Supreme Court. Under Article 3 of the Constitution, that's a writ of certiorari. You look up Dred Scott, you look up Wainwright, that means I got a right to approach the Supreme Court when I've been denied my rights under the Constitution as a private citizen. When I've been abused in the powers by the government. That's Judge Souter. All right. Because like I said, I'm holding the courts accountable. This is accountability in the courts. We holding the state's attorney, the public defenders, and the judges accountable. It's about Scott Schellenberger and how he abuses his powers in prosecution. That's me, all right? You not only charge me with terrorism, you charge me with this. You charge me with these crimes on the property that I own on Falls Road. You charge me with these crimes. You not only charge me with these crimes, you charge me with the murder of Scott Greenberg. But I refuse to come in for questioning. And you can go to the homicide detective. So you've been harassing me and trying to incarcerate me for the last 10 years because I was exposing your corruption in your courts. My paperwork legit. Anything I say is on file. You feel me? That's me. That's my apartment. I was a Baltimore City resident. Y'all kidnapped me. Y'all stole me. Like Dred Scott. You stole me. It's my property on Falls Road. That's my store on Falls Road. This is a subpoena. A writ, right? You feel me? The subpoena was September the 9th. My trial was September the 13th. I won my trial. You feel me? And you never returned my property or compensated me for it. You feel me? That's your order. That's a court order from the court. But being black and white America, and because it was against Scott Schellenberger, you ain't going to prosecute it. But Schellenberger already under fire for that rape. Sending the police at people. You feel me? Material in your office. Ken LaRue. You feel me? Ken LaRue, Lake County, Illinois. Like I said, I'm holding your government accountable. I don't want nobody to say that they don't know nothing, that they don't understand nothing. Because when you steal property, it shows. This was property that was supposed to have been returned. Just like Dred Scott, blacks have no rights in which white America respects. See the date? January 2010. Long before I got locked up. You would have returned that property. I wouldn't have went to jail. Al Redmer needs that property for my insurance claim, because that's the videotape of what I did December the 4th, 2007. You feel me? The state knowingly destroyed evidence. On February the 9th, 2008, Ken LaRue went to the Waukegan Police Department and removed this evidence from the evidence locker. That tape has never been returned to evidence, and it ain't been returned to me. And this court order says it's supposed to be. It's my right to property. It's my intellectual property. It was insured. You feel me? This is emails. Like I say, emails send people to jail. It's electronic monitoring. You feel me? So we see who knew what and when. That's Larry Lesser from CNN. That's the Maryland Black Caucus. That's Senator Cardins. That's Jerome Stevens. You feel me? Because I was making a documentary about your politics and your politicians. That's James Moses from the Baltimore Police Department. You feel me? That's Annette Murphy from the FBI. That's Ed Norris. You feel me? I tagged all of y'all in it like I tag you on Facebook. You see when I tagged you? That was in 2009. Income tax evasion. Schellenberger. You feel me? And now you got Schellenberger under the gun. Dog, I told you about Schellenberger 8 years ago. 9 years ago. You feel me? Schellenberger should have done this in 2008. Federal and state violations. Dog, y'all can't shield Schellenberger no more. Y'all can't shield Schellenberger no more. It's making a documentary about the prison industry. Racism in your courts. And the state of Maryland had the video. See that? Inmate. Enclosed, you will find all the correspondence that you forwarded to our office last year. That means that you got this in 2010, Governor O'Malley, and you let them send me to jail. You had evidence of my innocence. You feel me? The state of Maryland had evidence of my innocence. So, Governor Hogan, I put you in this movie. I am Dred Scott. Blacks have no rights in which white America respects. That's all it is. It's not just a movie. It's my life. It's being black and white America. You feel me? And I use the toilet to do it. You got mad because I use the toilet? Well, dog, it's the Minority Report. You treat black people like shit. So I'm going to treat you like you treat me. A fair exchange. Ain't no robbery. Ain't no stick up without a gun. When I walk into the room, y'all shit your drawers and I ain't Biggie Smalls. You feel me? So this is what we do on this, because this is 2018 and people like dumbass shit. So I got plenty of dumbass shit. Y'all made me famous for toilets? Watch this shit. Y'all like Donald Trump? We're gonna pop that shit off. Y'all like Larry Hogan? Dog, we're gonna pop that shit off. You feel me? Y'all made me famous for toilets. The toilet was a prop for a movie. The movie's called Let Us Design. But since you made me famous for toilets, I'm gonna bring it to the light. You feel me? You won our votes in 2018. You need black votes. I'm a black Republican. I'm a black radical Republican. It's Judgment Day. We talking about Dred Scott. We talking about a Supreme Court case. That's where we gonna make a difference in court. You feel me? That's part of the Constitution. And you got the Constitution in the toilet. And I'm getting ready to light it up. Getting ready to light it up. Like I said, I got everything I need on record. It's the underground. Go to Judge Turnbull. Judge Turnbull. It's about Frederick Douglass. I'm giving you African history. I'm giving you American history. And I'm showing you how to use the courts to get our justice. So it don't just be us. You feel me? Everything documented. Kamenetz got, whoever wins Kamenetz seat got to deal with this. If you don't deal with it, like I said, it's still a movie. The movie come out, names everybody in it. It's the criminalization of poverty. It's about being black and white America. Generational poverty. You feel me? It's just like the Me Too movement. You ain't raping my bodies, you raping my communities. And I don't know when it stood on you. 365 every day, dog. I've been doing this since 2006. And I do it through art and activism. You feel me? Like I said, everything I do is about mass incarceration and homelessness. And I'm showing you the black faces that sell out the black community. You feel me? And dare them to say that I'm lying. When they passed that crime bill, he signed off on it. You feel me? When they passed that crime bill, they promoted it. WJZ, because they work with the politicians. When I got locked up, everybody was calling me crazy. Everybody was calling me a terrorist. Everybody was calling me everything but a child of God. But when I got locked up, you quiet as a church mouse. When I put that camera in your face, you cut and run. And when I stand on a protest, I stand and shut shit down. So Al Redmer, you got to talk about this. We're talking about the criminalization of poverty and the militarization of our communities and the black communities in Baltimore City and Baltimore County. I'm naming public officials that are involved in mass incarceration and Jim Crow justice. And I'm daring you to call me a liar. I gave you this. I brung this to you. And you can't deny it. Been to your office. You sent it back. Been to your meetings. You and your wife. Wanted for corruption in the courts. Wanted for corruption in your office. You sent him to jail? I want 52 of y'all to go to jail. I want everybody that participated in my illegal incarceration to go to jail. The documentary was about filming, all right? That's my number. Like Martin Luther King went to jail, I went to jail in Illinois and in Maryland. 186 days in Illinois and 86 days in Maryland. About your prison industry, about your mass incarceration, about your poverty, about your injustice. You feel me? And I made sure that I did it right. Certification of identity. I turned everything into the Department of Justice. You feel me? Citizen. You feel me? Notarize. Legal. Signature. Dear Miss Humphreys and Mr. McGee, that's my apartment on Falls Road. Sequels must not block justice. You feel me? And you see who got it? AKA Shorty. Richard Sher. Governor O'Malley. I did Richard Sher because he did the first story on me on Hard Look. When I came out of jail and opened up my store on Falls Road. I showed you that you can change your life if you change your environment. But y'all still try to tag me with that old shit. Well, old shit, you got me back. So you're going to have to tell me when I became a terrorist. Because the Department of Justice got everything. That's 98 Rock. That's Shorty's Bootleg Barbecue on Falls Road. Meats on Fire. That's where I started at. Alright? These are people that patronize my business. You feel me? These are people that eat at my store. These are events that I do. And while I was doing those events, I was contacting my state's attorneys. While I was doing those events, I was talking to my public officials. While I was doing those events, I was paying my taxes and my insurance. Refused to bring charges against Schellenberger and Brother Insurance. Francott, the controller. You feel me? I'm going to give you the faces, the names, and dare you to say something about it. Brian Frost. It's called Consumer Protection Program. Like I said, y'all can't protect us but so long. That's Caminets. So whoever get Caminets a seat, that's from 2016, and Caminets ain't responded to that. This letter is written to follow up a public conversation to Delegate Sitnor. Delegate Sitnor, alright? The county executive, Mr. Bazemore, alright? February 2011. Return of my property. Right, that's the return of my property because Schellenberger and Chief Johnson conspired against my civil and constitutional rights and stole my property. They illegally incarcerated me, charged me with terrorism, and then you made me homeless. The city and the county and the state got to deal with that because you had knowledge. You had knowledge of a crime. Schellenberger under fire about raping and sending the police. You use the police all the time. That's why I chased Chief Johnson out of City Hall. You feel me? Judge Turnbull got this. Chief Johnson ran out of City Hall when I sit there and put that camera in your face because I found your weakest. I found out what you're scared of. You're scared of the camera and you're scared of the questions I'm going to ask you. You can go straight to Hogan's office and get everything, dog. He got everything. His name is on this. The movie about Hogan, it's about your mass incarceration in your prison industry. And how you abuse people. Dog, never say die. You call Ozzie Newsome to ask about Shorty. That toilet was evidence for a federal investigation to the Baltimore County Courts, the office of Scott Schellenberger, the courts of Judge Souter, the courtroom of Judge Pearson, Judge Holland, Judge Previs, Judge Bell. It was about corruption in the court and how you got racketeering going on like Operation Greylord in Chicago in 1986. It's been unchecked. It's racially biased and white supremacy and white people getting paid off of it. And I'm going to make sure that this gets told. Money count itself. I was locked up. I didn't write them checks. I didn't sign them checks. Our community in crisis because you creating generational poverty. You feel me? But I'm going to make a whole lot of sense out of this. I'm not a DeRay McKenzie. I'm not a Kwame Rose. I'm in this for the community and the people. I'm not in this for the money. I'm in this for the outcome. You understand? The outcome for everybody. If I win, we all win. If I'm lose, just another dirty nigga.